It's Election Day here in Syracuse, and two mayoral candidates are neck and neck. Juanita Perez-Williams is making some last-minute preparations before voters head to the polls. I'm Kelly O'Neill, and I'll have that story on NCC News at 4 o'clock.
Firefighters and residents gathered this weekend to support burn survivors. We'll tell you the distances people went to raise money for people affected by fires.
A stolen AAA truck leaves behind a trail of damage throughout downtown Syracuse.
And SU students dance the day away for a good cause. The NCC News 4 o'clock report starts now.
Syracuse voters will choose their next mayor tomorrow. Good afternoon, I'm Sawyer Kamen.
And I'm Alyssa Candiotti. It's a tight race between frontrunners, Democrat Juanita Perez-Williams and Independent Ben Walsh. NCC News reporter Kelly O'Neill has just returned from Juanita Perez-Williams' headquarters and is live in the studio with our top story.
Perez-Williams hopes to become the first woman Latina mayor in the history of New York State. It's a tight race for the next mayor of Syracuse. Four candidates: Juanita Perez-Williams, Ben Walsh, Laura Levine, and Howie Hawkins, all the first Latina mayor in state history, or Walsh could be the first independent mayor in Syracuse in 100 years. Polls show that the two other candidates in the race, Republican Laura Levine and Green Party's Howie Hawkins, are far behind the two frontrunners. Live in studio, Kelly O'Neill, NCC News.
Polls throughout Onondaga County are open tomorrow from 6 in the morning until 9 at night.
Ben Walsh may be the independent mayoral candidate, but that hasn't stopped him from storming up the polls and taking Juanita Perez-Williams' first place going into Election Day. Although he is appearing on the fifth line of the ballot, Walsh is confident that he can become the next mayor of Syracuse.
This is exactly where I wanted to be a day before Election Day. I think we're in a great position to win. Momentum is on our side. We built a broad, diverse coalition of people throughout the city that just want to see this city move forward and see it progress. And I think we're going to be able to do that.
Along with voting for local officials tomorrow, residents will also be able to vote on if New York State should hold a constitutional convention, which could change the way the state operates. If approved, delegates would be elected next year for the 2019 convention. This question appears on the state ballot every 20 years. A car accident occurred on the corner of Butternut Drive and North State Street this afternoon as a result of a stolen AAA truck. Syracuse Police and Onondaga County Sheriff's deputies were involved in a pursuit that ended downtown this afternoon. A AAA truck was stolen while its driver was responding to a flat tire call. The suspect led police on a chase through the city while crashing into multiple vehicles. A sheriff's SUV was struck and collided with a civilian vehicle. The driver of that car was taken to the hospital as a result of the crash. The chase ended near the rescue mission of the Gifford Street. Witnesses heard gunshots, but there's no confirmation as to who fired the shots. The investigation is ongoing.
New York citizens can sign up for state health care starting today. The New York State of Health Enrollment period begins today and will last through January 31st. This period can be for those looking to open new policies or renew older ones. Additionally, state officials say that this year insurance rates for the state plan are down 5%. The mumps outbreak at Syracuse University continues. There are now 37 confirmed cases and 76 probable cases as of Friday. The university began to offer booster vaccines 2 weeks ago to try and contain the outbreak, and they've recently announced 4 more vaccination days for this week. The virus mainly affected the SU men's and women's lacrosse teams, who had to cancel all fall events.
Funeral services for a popular vlogger from Whitesboro were held today.
Hey guys,
Stone,
some
she
of
died of
you
an
may know
apparent
me and a lot
suicide
of
on
you
Wednesday,
don't, but my name is
2
Hannah
weeks
Stone.
after her 17th birthday.
Singer
Stone
on
was
the
known for
Academy
performing
Award.
covers of songs from Justin Bieber and Sam Smith. Stone had nearly 465,000 followers on her social media channels before her death. She is survived by her parents, brother, and sister. A 62-year-old North Country volunteer firefighter passed away Saturday following a fire in Messina. The Brasher-Winthrop Department said that David Carr died in his home Saturday morning after fighting a fire at Curran Renewable Energy late Friday night. Carr had been a longtime volunteer of the fire department, serving as a member of the Winthrop Fire Volunteer Division prior to its merger with Brasher in 1979. Officials do not know the exact cause of death, but are regarding it as a line-of-duty death.
State police officers are looking for a Jefferson County man after he did not return home from a hunting trip on Friday. 6-year-old Marvin Dorr was last seen on Sam Adams Road in Cape Vincent around 3 p.m. Friday. Police are asking anyone with information to contact them at 315-366-6000. One local organization steps up to help people affected by fires.
The East Syracuse Fire Department hosted 5 and 10K runs this weekend to raise money for burn survivors. NCC News reporter Kennedy Crenshaw is live in the newsroom with the story.
Firefighters and families from all over Central New York came together Sunday to support burn victims and their families. Running.
We especially love the burn run because my husband's a fireman.
Volunteers from some of the Central New York fire stations wanted to stress the importance of runs like this as part of a way residents can get involved and help their local fire stations. Live in the newsroom, I'm Kennedy Crenshaw, NCC News.
The Burn Foundation has events throughout the year to raise money, and their mission continues next weekend at the 5th annual Fire on Ice benefit hockey game. Visit burnfoundationofcentralnewyork.org for more information. A recent court decision regarding 34 miles of Adirondack railways may soon be appealed by New York State. In late September, the state Supreme Court ruled against a Rails to Trails plan, which aimed to remove train tracks between Tupper Lake and Lake Placid and convert that into a multi-use trail. In total, this plan would cost $23 million.
Syracuse's 10th annual Beer Week is underway. Tonight is the official launch of beers from Lawson's Finest Liquids. Lawson's brews out of Warren, Vermont, one of the state's most renowned breweries. It's known for its Sip of Sunshine brew, which will be featured at various locations across the community. Locals can taste this beer and many others at restaurants including Dinosaur Barbecue and Kitty Hoynes. Events will continue throughout the week with different specials and drinks every day. Syracuse University students raised over $156,000 for upstate Golisano Children's Hospital on Sunday. Students who attended Autothon danced for 12 consecutive hours with the goal of raising $144,000. But they surpassed that number by over $10,000. All the proceeds from the dance marathon will go directly to the hospital for items that insurance cannot cover, such as upgraded technology, improving the education systems, and funding additions to the hospital. Sunday's event was the 4th Autothon in the past 3 years, and planning for next year is already underway. President Trump speaks out about the church massacre in Texas and what he thinks caused the mass shooting.
And later, see what happened for the first time in the 70-year history of a local radio station.
And guess what? We got 2 more.
Coming up, one American woman ran into the record books this weekend.
She accomplished something that hadn't been done since 1977. See what up next.
For the first time since 1977, an American woman took home first place at the New York City Marathon.
Shailene Flanagan wrapped up the top spot, running the 26.2 miles in a time of 2 hours and 26 minutes and 53 seconds. The American was all emotions as she crossed the finish line, coming in about a minute ahead of second place finisher Kenyan Mary Ketani, the 3-time defending champion.
This was Flanagan's first time competing in the New York City Marathon since a runner-up finish back in 2010. That's because she had a back fracture that cost her a considerable amount of time training and on the course itself. Flanagan said that she may retire if she were to win this race.
Listen, I'm a half marathon runner. I'll give you that, but you cannot pay me to run a marathon.
I'm about a 5K every once in 3 years runner, so there is not enough money in the world that would make me do that right there.
An amazing thing for the U.S. to be able to take home that position and so much pride.
Absolutely, and especially defeating the Kenyan runners. They're known for their running prowess. But anyways, that's the NCC News 4 o'clock report. I'm Sawyer Cannon.
And I'm Alyssa Candiotti. From all of us here at NCC News, thanks for watching and have a great evening.